The album's been a work in progress over a few years, and it wasn't till, meeting Adam Velasco at Wycombe when I was there and doing the Wanderers single, and then Adam discussing about maybe getting an album of originals out. Yeah, we jumped at the chance, and we're really proud of what we've put out, and hopefully we can continue writing and releasing. But at the moment, we want to try and push this album now and get a few gigs going, and we intend to be playing live through 2024 and promoting The Cold Light of Day, which, as you say, is our first record out.
Has it been quite a long process, or has it come together quite quickly, really?
No, it's been a long process. There's a song on there called Tell Me, which is, 15 years old, so it was our first song that we wrote together, me and Lee Sargent. Lee Van Sargent is the lead guitarist and chief writer. I've got to give him all the credit. I'm not going to say I can write as good as him. I can add a few bits here and then. We wrote a couple of songs together, but there's a definite talent there in Lee Van. We've been together sort of 20 years, and in a band called Dog Chewed the Handle right at the start, gigging around West London and just pubs and clubs and a lot of covers, and then that sort of morphed into we want to do originals. We didn't get sick of doing the covers. We just thought we had some original stuff to offer, and I think getting old in the tooth for musicians, we thought, right, better late than never. Let's get it out, and so work in progress. One of the songs is as recent as sort of this year. Sorry, not this year, last year, 2023. But Tell Me on there, probably written in about 2008 or something. So yeah, a real old one. So I think it's quite a journey. The album's a journey that we've been on together, and to have the likes of Jeff Downes from Yes, the keyboarder from Yes, playing on the album is a massive sort of testament that we're doing okay. I don't think he would have played on if he thought we weren't, holding our own. So that was really nice as well when we recorded it in Cardiff with Jeff.
And has it been quite an organic process in terms of finding your sound or how you'd like it to sound? Because there's parts of it on there that are quite sort of classic rock. Some's quite bluesy. There's even sort of, I guess, sort of country feel to some of the songs.
Yeah, and I think you've encompassed all the genres there that really me and Lee are really. If you could pick a continent of our music, it'd definitely be in America. It'd be a North American sort of blues rock sort of sound, and we think it's probably tailored more for that audience. But there's a lot of bands, American bands, made it over here with their sound. So if we can sort of get it heard, I think we've got some real good riffs. We've got some classic guitar solos, like you say, like rock and roll. Lee'll hate me saying this, but I think he's got a real good signature on his guitar solos. You can sort of hear him playing, and that's great. But yeah, the influences over the years for me, Doors and Black Crowes and sort of, bluesy American rock. And I think Lee was more of a Clash, New York Dolls, sort of Bowie sort of. So there's a mixture there, and I think we've come up with something we really like. And the songs are a rock and roll genre, definitely. But there's some real clever music in there, and I'm there's a couple of ballads almost. There's a real good song called Hollow on there, which Lee wrote about dementia, which was really topical at the time, and I think it encompasses a lot of that with a good sound as well. So yeah, really pleased with it. We're still growing, we're still together, we're still rehearsing and writing as a band, but as I said, the aim is to get out now and gig The Cold Light of Day, which is the name of the album.
When you listen to the songs, you can almost imagine yourself in different places. Like, there are some songs where you think, I could be in a car with the window down, or there's some with the lights turned down low quite late at night, for example.
Definitely. There's a bluesy number on there called She Ain't in Love with Me, and I think that's your lights turned down, with a glass of Jack Daniels next to you, and just sipping on that while you're just sort of really relaxing. But there is some really up-tempo ones, Worth Waiting is the one that, obvious one everyone will go to, a really up-tempo song, really energetic. As you say, there's some cruising songs on there, some real Doorsy numbers. We have a song called Broken Sky at the end there, the last track, just before the bonus track, which is Lee on his own. But Broken Sky goes on for quite a time, but you don't seem to get bored of it. It's got a real good loop, a real good hook line, and like I say, probably just a cruising in the car sound, or just easy listening sound. So no, we're trying to do an album that caters for everyone, which is really difficult. We are a rock and roll band, and that's how we want to stay. But if we can sort of push the boundaries on different types of song, then that's a nice place to be.
And like you say, Tell Me, that's almost sort of 70s rock, isn't it? That sounds, but it's got that sort of contemporary feel to it as well.
Yeah, it's real punky sort of, late 70s. It's that energy that almost, Sex Pistols or the Clash or the Dead Kennedys, one of my favourites in America, an American punk band. Sort of real, sort of raw, in your face, 3-chord song. The Undertones made some fabulous songs of that, and some of the best songs in the world are 3 or 4 chords, and so we wrote a song with I think there's an A minor in there, so you can probably say it's 4 chords, but predominantly very, very 3-chord song, and just goes and in your face, and yeah, we're really sort of proud of that.
And it's the kind of different moods, isn't it, as well, as we touched on with the either in the car or the listening. But is that something you kind of set out to do as well? You think, I want to have these particular elements in these songs?
Yeah, when we went to Cardiff, and as you say, Jeff Downes, who's a fantastic producer, he produced Video Killed the Radio Star, back in the day with Trevor Horn. He's one half of the Buggles. So Jeff has got an unbelievable pedigree, and he really got hold of us and started arranging what order the songs could be in the album, and liaising with Lee about the journey it would take you on, and then as soon as he wanted to play keyboards and piano on the songs, we were like, yeah, absolutely, be our guest. Who are we to say, no, we don't want Jeff Downes on our album? So to have him on the album, play on the album, and to watch him play live was just, absolutely awesome. And yeah, so he sort of, again, he was great with the harmonies, telling us, what would sound good. There's a couple of female vocalists in there that really give it some depth, and the keys in some of the songs, I'm glad Jeff could play over it. He almost lets Lee wander around with his guitar, knowing that the structure of the song is still underneath, with Jeff and Ron keeping it together on the keys and the bass.
And is it something as well that you've especially found rewarding back from the songs from the embryonic, stage to, hearing the final versions? Yeah,
I don't think any singer likes the sound of their own voice, but it's as acceptable as I could have. The mixing was done really well. It was a real perfectionist thing. I remember singing lyrics over and over again for Lee. He really wanted to get it right, and when you hear the final product, we're just sort of really proud of taking things from a stage or in a room in Lee's house writing, or rehearsal studios where we're writing songs, to actually get them down. Some songs didn't make it, and if there's any chance of putting more songs down at some time, we've got plenty. But it was picking the right songs for the right moments, and we to see that come off the stage and come out of writing, and to see the songs develop, and we've added little bits, and there's little accents or little fills here and there which we've added later, and the final product we're really happy with.
And I imagine a special feeling when you got to hold the perhaps vinyl or CD or stream for the first time.
Yeah, well, I'm a proper vinyl guy. I was early 70s born, so all through the 80s, CDs, maybe late 80s, probably CDs came out, but I was vinyl through and through. So having, I've actually got one unopened at home, just wrapped up still, and even though we have a turntable, I'm just keeping it special. You can download almost any noise, never mind album nowadays. There's something on there for everyone. So downloads, we know where it's at, that it's ease of use for the general masses, but I think the real music people will like the vinyl and the CD. We're really proud of the sort of the artwork on the CD, the inlay, the way it's put together. So again, working really closely with Cherry Red Records, who have been fantastic, and no wonder they're such a great company. The way they do things, they've really put it together well. So physically holding your CD with credits to you on it, and lyrics that you wrote on there, and music that you put together, is a special moment. I don't care if you sell one or 1 million. It's a real special time. And we've definitely sold one. I think my mum bought one, so I know there's one gone out there.
You must be really excited about bringing them to life, playing them live as well.
Yeah, which is something that we've really wanted to do. COVID actually, as it did for a lot of bands, put paid to a lot of live performances, and really a lot of bands never came back from that. We almost didn't. We were umming and ahhing. It was difficult. There's all work commitments on everything, and everyone knows the football was my main driver. But going to rehearsals, we started again, and the album was released July 2023. The first time we're going to play the album is going to be March 2024. So it's good 8 months before we've got out there and played it. We've played the odd songs. We've played here and there. We've played one song here, one song there. But to do an actual set, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs from the album, hopefully we're going to get that done. The Black Heart in Camden on the 29th of March is the target. There's a gig we've been invited to there to play. I think there's 3 original bands. We're going to go on there and play some of the stuff from the album, and people want to get down there. I'm sure we can get stuff out on the Facebook page or the Instagram stuff pretty soon. So hopefully that's the aim. Get out there and play this album live, and maybe push it even further than it is at the moment.
And how did you find putting an album together with football management as well? It must have been quite strange, or in a way, quite a nice sort of release for you as well.
Yeah, people would say, how hard was it? And I'm saying it wasn't hard. It was easy. When you've got that in your life as well. I think it's a passion that I don't ever want to be consumed by the monster that is football, and many people have. Many people have, and it's what identifies them. And I think that if you're in that bubble too far in the middle of that bubble, it's not a great place to be. I think unless you make it to the very, very top, I think that being on the outside of that bubble and just being able to just sort of morph in and out of the bubble is a pretty cool place to be, because it can consume you. Absolutely, football and football management, and I think we see a lot of problems with people who are out the game that it identifies it's all they've got. So having something else for me has been really important, and it's a little bit left field. It's music, and it's also something that people will go, oh, just because he was a thing, and I mean, far from it. I've always said I was a musician before I was a football player, which growing up in my household with mum as a professional singer and dad as a big rocker, you couldn't get away from that. So yeah, football has paid me and given me jobs, but music's always been there. And I think when you hear this, and people listening will know that if music's in you, it's never out of you. It's in you. And I'm not trying to say, oh, this is me, haven't I had a few doors open because of football? I really want to say, this is my big passion. Can people give me the chance and listen to it and think, you know what? Yeah, we understand where he is there. But this world, sometimes it doesn't always go like that. But I can take the critics. I've been taking them for a long time, so a few more in the music front won't do any harm.
It definitely is unusual, because we spoke to Matt Bloomfield just before Christmas and asked, if he'd be performing the Christmas light switch on as you did when you were in the role, and he said that wasn't a good idea.
I think the extrovert scale in me is also very high, and centre of attention, life and soul of the party. I don't know any other way, and not in a bad way. I don't always want it to be like, look at this, but for some reason, when people smile and they're singing along and they're clapping, or the team's doing well and we're winning, and it gives people smiles and energy, it really energizes me. And people always used to say, what motivates you is the motivator. And it's exactly that. It's seeing people being happy. It's seeing people believing and buying in together in something that maybe they didn't think was possible. Maybe they thought was unachievable. So underdogs again, I think, with the music. But I'm really proud, and I'll get Blooms on stage one day. He can give some backing vocals. I've heard him sing. He's not bad, but he's also got an important job to do at the moment.
It just shows, doesn't it, that music and football are quite special things in terms of lifting people.
Yeah, really, they can really affect you. Both of those things. We know football can affect people in a big way. And again, when I say about the consumption of people, it's it can make or break your week. It can make or break your day. It can make or break your season, your year. And that's the tribal nature of that in this country. Music it doesn't often break you, but it can really make you, and it can really take you to a place where you were feeling one thing and you feel another. I think that, you know, there's therapies now in music, and there's moments when I listen to songs and they come on the radio, or you know, you hear them somewhere else, and it takes you right back to a place where you were loving it, you know, and I think music can always be a positive in this world. And like I say, one day if people can look back and say, oh, the Cold Blooded Hearts, they had an album out once, let's listen to one of their songs, then I know we've done okay.
Well, we wish you every success with the Cold Light of Day. What other plans do you have? Because I was reading that you were looking to hopefully go and play some gigs in America as well.
Yeah, there's possibly an opening in America. Yeah, already they've had a little bit of radio play and a bit of music play out there, and I've had one or two calls saying if there would ever be one opportunity to come and play your album over here, would you do it? And I think everyone knows the answer to that question. There is no chance I would let an opportunity like that go. And at the moment, with a little break on my hands, it would be the perfect timing. So if anyone is listening out there and they want to get us over and play the album on a few tour dates, we're definitely available. But we'll take Camden and maybe a few festivals in the summer to start with. Let's see where it goes.
Well, fantastic year playing the songs, and all the best for the album as well.
Thank you very much, Colin. Take care.